You're listening to Artificium, Occulte, Venatores, a Shadowrun actual play podcast by Relative Dimension. Before we get started on this episode, I would like to thank our newest Patreon supporter, James Palmer. Thank you very much. And now, Episode 1, Introductions.
Any vehicles in common, anything like that?
There's two vehicles amongst us. One is a motorcycle.
I have a vehicle.
I think yours is the second one I was counting. Because you're... Wait.
I have one.
Oh, okay.
Scooters or motorcycles are probably safer in a very crowded city like that.
Okay, if somebody's just going to have to get over me then.
Why? What do you have?
I took a GMC Phoenix. It's a car, but
Ooh,
it's a four-seater.
Okay, imagine driving something like a Dodge Challenger in a place that is built for little mini.
This is true. As I said, somebody's just going to have to get over it.
You have a good dice pool.
I know. I don't expect to be speeding around Rome that often. That car is more along the lines for when we leave Rome.
Oh, right. Oh, shit. Well, I just realized I don't have any pilot skill.
See, I actually did remember to take pilot ground crafts.
And 3 reaction.
Yeah, my piloting skill is going to
Shit.
suck.
I just thought of that. Shit.
Okay, Joe, my character's in your shared folder.
Okay.
That wasn't...
I mean, honestly, because of if you will let me, I can always just sell the car and get a motorcycle.
You do know you can actually go back into Hero Lab and go back to the character creation and change stuff, and then go right back to and everything that you bought afterwards won't change anything. So if you bought it in character creation, you can go back to the character creation, sell it, change it around, then go back in, and then resave it again. It'll let you do it.
Yeah, some of the mods I bought on it, however, are after character creation. Now I have to figure out what kind of motorcycle I want.
I grabbed a growler.
I might grab a growler too. Or the Dodge Scoot.
Let's see. I'll grab gymnastic later. I was gonna grab a rank pilot groundcraft. Not defaulting on 2 dice. Should it come up? I hope it doesn't come up because she's, 4 dice isn't that much better. But at least it's not 3.
What's a Coco taxi? What? Oh, it's a 3-wheel taxi. Oh
yeah.
My gosh. That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's the things that those guys on Top Gear drive that are basically death traps.
Yeah. I'll just take a growler.
I like the growler because it's off-road.
My skill isn't great, but I took a rank in pilot watercraft.
Watercraft, interesting.
I don't know, we might end up in Venice or something.
My problem was I was thinking that we were going to need possibly something with cargo space to, oh, hey, we stole this thing. It's a statue. Where are we going to put it? Just lob it on the back of my bike. That's the only issue I see with having just motorcycles in the group.
Well, for getting around locally, you want that. When you're going to be doing stuff like that, you might be on different continents, so driving a car there is not going to really help you much.
Yeah. So that would be something we would pick up for a run, but for your personal vehicle.
I assume we'll have some way of... Commandeering is the wrong word.
Liberally borrowing for an extended period of time.
Obtaining.
Not even that, but, it was literally the wrong word, the wrong vein I was going with. But, not be given, but loaned something for a specific job by the church?
Yeah, especially if we're going to be hauling a large thing.
Listen, here's how you have to look at it. Christ helps those who help themselves, and you're going to help yourself to somebody's vehicle. If they didn't want it to happen, they wouldn't allow it to happen. So, ergo, if you can take a car and nobody stops you, it's God's will.
Oh my god.
Just saying.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll work out in confession for you.
Or in court,
It's not for me to wonder why, just to simply do.
I love it already.
Huh. I didn't actually put any knowledge skills on church stuff. I don't know much about the church, just letting you know.
I don't
was
either.
Like, wait. Hey, look, she knows history. Not so much with the church, just history in general. Who needs to know about the church?
I mean, there's always layman level of knowledge.
I took 2 points of history of the Crusades, history of Vatican City,
Yeah, I don't need to know any of that. I'm just here. Yeah, This was my only choice.
I could do a specialization for one of my other ones. Make it church related. Makes sense.
So before we get crack-a-lacking too much on this, I wanted to go over languages to make sure there wasn't any overlap. This character that will end up being played took ancient Chinese, Egyptian, Mayan, and Sumerian. Does that overlap with anybody?
Nope.
Oh, that's
we
awesome.
both know Phoenician. But ancient Egyptian is Phoenician.
Same difference.
Yeah, that's what I have. I have it as ancient Egyptian.
You have ancient Chinese, did you say?
Yeah, it's also called archaic Chinese. It's kind of like where that language developed from.
Oh, okay. I have modern Chinese, but not ancient Chinese. So
I've got
that should work.
German, Greek, and Italian alongside my native English.
I have I have Amazonian Portuguese, Chinese, English, Hebrew, Italian, and Japanese.
Is your Chinese Mandarin, Cantonese, Shanghaiese, or one of the other dialects?
That was a very good question. I have to consider that. I wasn't thinking about it when I picked it. I was like, wait, there's like 10 million dialects for it.
Yeah, Mandarin Chinese is what the predominantly Han Chinese population speaks. So when you talk of like Chinese as a language, that's what's spoken in government.
I would probably imagine it would be Mandarin then, yeah.
Other than Phoenician, I have Romanian, Latin, Italian, Hebrew, German, and Arabic.
Oh, we overlapped on Hebrew.
We overlapped on German.
Which it's not necessarily a bad thing.
And Italian, but Italy's kind of where we're at, so I'm overlooking that one.
We're all talking Italian of some sort.
Hang on.
Yeah, Italian's my native, but other than my native, my highest is Latin.
So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of my Phoenician or ancient Egyptian. You can keep that one. I'll put it into something else because it'll still work.
Actually, I took something different. I took Egyptian hieroglyphics.
So somebody else had it as well, correct, or no?
Hieroglyphics or just Egyptian?
I think it's built in. I mean, it's just the written form.
Yeah, ancient Egyptian and the hieroglyphics. Yeah, it's
the same.
No, actually, they are two different things.
They're not different languages, though. They're the same. You know, it's like a written form of a language.
Yeah,
I think so.
I'm pretty sure.
That's all right. You keep it. I'll do something else.
I have Arabic, Egyptian hieroglyphics, German, Hebrew, Italian, Latin, Orzet, Sicilian, and Turkish.
You have most of the things that I have.
Yeah, we're overlapping on. That's 3 people who have Hebrew now.
Well, I'm from the church, so actually it's kind of required.
Yeah, what?
No?
Clergy actually study Hebrew.
Yeah, they do. Okay. Well, no. Yeah, I guess so.
No, Catholic, Catholic Baptists, they actually do study Hebrew because of the fact that churches have actually expanded beyond just the normal ideology of this is my religion, nobody else's religion counts. And a lot of their documents are from ancient languages of Hebrew and Latin.
Yep.
Okay. Let's see. What else would we be missing?
My best is Sicilian, though.
What if I switched my Hebrew to Russian? We don't have anybody speaking Russian, right?
I don't think so.
Nope. Or Romanian would work as well. Romanian actually would probably be better.
No, he's got Romanian. See?
Oh, okay.
Now we got Russian and Romanian covered. Aha.
Yeah. I only had 20 skill points. I've got 1 rank each in German, Greek, and Italian.
We also probably would need Japanese.
I have Japanese. Nope, I got it already.
Alright, so who took all the African dialects? You know, the 432 of them.
just all of them. Look, I may be a linguist, but I don't even think...
Aborigine? Anybody?
Whatever.
Okay, I'm listing people who actually have magical culture backgrounds from before the Awakening. Aztec, Mayan, Hawaiian?
Hey, look, I have Amazonian Portuguese, which is a language that's close to that area.
I'm just listing the different languages out there that actually have cultures based in magical belief systems.
Yeah.
We also don't have a lot of the Native Americans covered either.
Yeah, but we're not. It's not just magic artifacts. I mean, you gotta remember, these are going to be religious artifacts. They're we're probably not going to run into a ton of things like
No, these are going to be dangerous magical artifacts. It doesn't matter what their belief system that designed them is. They're dangerous. We're getting rid of them.
And look, I can download languages into my head if I need to. Okay, back off.
I'm about to say, you're the walking chip jack, aren't you?
Yes, I am. I can download languages if I need to. So any languages we do not have, I can download them and be fine.
Well, I'll pick up a Navajo in that case.
May not be perfect at the language, but I can get by with it,
You can also pick up the adept power, linguist.
I'm not an adept.
Well, actually, one of us who are doing adepts could do linguist.
Oh.
I think I considered picking up linguist, but I didn't.
I have the quality linguist, so
Same
I
here.
can pick up.
We all took
linguist.
quality linguist.
Not me.
Oh, did we? Oh, okay.
Not me.
Not me.
Okay, so we have 3 linguists. So by the end of this, we'll be picking up quite a few languages. I get the feeling.
I'm more physically minded than minded.
Wait, hey, look, we use your skills for other reasons. It's okay.
To logic.
Scaly has just a chip that's marked languages,
Just all of them. Loading in. There you go.
Alright, so somebody should have... For the time, let's start with...
Joe, you kind of muted out there.
Yeah. Middle of May. The 12th of May. And you guys are summoned to... what is the name of your job offerer, your briefer, give me a name for him.
Like our church contact? Or
Yes.
Gerardo.
we can use Father Glacius, my handler.
Ironically, all my contacts are outside of the church.
As are mine.
Except my talismonger.
Yeah, I doubt any of my contacts would be part of the church, so it's okay.
Well, they probably go to confession.
So May 12th, 2078, Father Glacius. There is, from your museum, there is a entrance down into an underground, like a unused sewer system. It is not what is used. It's dry. It's rather dark. Hopefully you guys keep it well clean of vermin and stuff. But it does lead into a dead end section where there happens to be a maglock with retina and biometric scanning that will open a door that leads you inside into the basements of one of the churches in the Vatican.
Have we been here before?
Yes, this is where you normally meet Father Glacius, and there is a room set up. Hold on, my phone is making noise.
Great, Scaly will always be late because he has to remember who she was when she did all her scans.
Who? What?
Body snatcher?
Oh.
Yeah, your facial sculpt ability with your cyberware. You have to remember who you were when you got the initial scan.
Mundane body snatcher. Those are fun.
Yes, mundane body snatchers, yes. Yes, I will have to keep a file somewhere on a chip that says, hey, this is who I was when I did this.
Oh, no way that goes bad.
Nope, not at all. What are you talking about?
Alright, that is muted. So inside there is a table set up where any maps that are needed are provided and the information is given. And when you get to there, he is not there yet. The table is set up. It looks like there is a projection screen ready. Your seats are ready. There are data chips, small data chips sitting at each of the 5 positions.
Okay.
And
do we have assigned seats?
No, not really. Unless you guys pick one and stay in it.
Marigold has a specific seat she always sits.
The one closest to the door?
Actually, the one farthest from the door, facing the door.
Ah, you can see who comes in. I got you.
Yeah.
I'll have to Rochambeau you for that spot then.
Everybody
Good
has
on
their
you.
backs to the walls, facing the door, and there's like 2 of us sitting around the table going, huh?
Well, some of us have different backgrounds.
The way
Use
the
my calm
table
light to look at one of the data chips.
Okay. The way the table is set up, it's almost like rectangular, except one of the long ends is rounded instead of square. And it's not very long. So your 5 seats are pretty much set up along the sides and around the rounded area. And there is one that he usually sets up, which is facing or with its back against the wall right under where the projection area is. There is the door you guys come in, which would be, if sitting right at the rounded end of the table, would be to the right of you guys. And then there is another door along the flat end opposite of the rounded corner to the left. So if you're sitting there, it would be ahead of you to the left. And from the center pops the kind of coalesces into AR mode, the icon of Solomon, who looks like almost like a World War II style bomber pilot. I mean, a real thick AR jacket on, leather helmet, skull cap style helmet with goggles that aren't on his face, they're up on the helmet itself. Lots of pouches all over his clothing. Good afternoon.
Hello.
He's not here again yet. Huh. And he just kind of sits down cross-legged on the table. The image of him in AR is only about a foot tall. And then everybody hears the echoing steps of hard-heeled boots coming from that door up ahead to the left, getting louder. Do you guys have a team name or something that you're overall referred to, or no?
A team name? Should we get a team name?
Oh, we should call ourselves something like mining and excavation or some kind of company, something like that.
Well, no, that I think we're referred to by the church is what he means, like as an operation group name.
I don't know, fearless leader. You tell us.
Yeah. Who are we?
Oh boy! Oh, do not make me make it. Look! You want to hear my contact names? I got Coco, Pinky, Toyman, Vertigo. See, there you go. So, you want me to make the name up? I will.
Are we Scaly's Angels?
Yes. No. Let's see. Dun dun dun. See, I would throw something with dragons in it because that's just me. But what would she do? That's the good question. See, you have to suggest it now. We were talking all this out-of-game stuff earlier, and you could have suggested it then when we had time to talk about it, and my brain could work.
It's something you can come up with as you go through.
Yeah, we'll I'll think on that. We'll see if we can come up with some ideas. If you come up with an idea, just put it in the chat so we don't disturb the game. All right, you can move on. We're called something or another.
Right.
Input your cool name here. Input cool name here. That's good.
Starting with, let's see, the order down at the bottom of the Roll20 table. Jeff, what is the first name your character goes by?
The short name is L.
Is in the letter L or E-L?
E-L-L-E. His full name is Sheldon.
L, okay.
Did you want the names that like our sin name that they're using, or an actual like sort of semi-runner name?
Whichever you want to go by for this person. I mean, he would know your quote-unquote real name, but whichever name you want to go by for him.
Okay.
So, Staley, what's yours?
It's going to be Asura. A-S-U-R-A.
Okay. Next would be Guy.
Are we going... I'm sorry, I missed the part. Are we going by our handles or our...
However you want to be referred by this guy.
Ardanis, then.
Spell that, please.
It's actually on my character. Hold on. Let me make sure I spell it right. I'm sorry, Adranus.
Oh, I see it over there. Okay.
A-N-U-S.
Oh, are those what you guys go by then? Because I see that list of character names.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. That might make it easy, right?
Yeah. I don't have to put that in the Google Doc then.
I generally just tell these guys around me to refer to me as Charlie. Adranus is a bit of a mouthful.
Yeah, but we can't see the names, so we probably should
Or you could change it on the
name.
Roll20, yeah.
Yeah, that's all I was going to do.
I can do that. Hold on.
Can you change their display name?
Yes.
I haven't GM'd much on Roll20.
I'm still trying to figure out how to change my token picture.
If you go to just roll20.net, go to like your profile.
Oh no, he's gonna make the characters visible to everybody so we can all see. That's what he's doing.
Oh, okay. But
So
yeah,
we
if you
can
go
all see.
Yeah, but if you go to Roll20 and on the right where your profile picture is, just click on that. It'll take you to your profile, hover over the picture, change image will pop up.
There it is. For some reason, I thought it was on the actual character sheet itself.
Nah, it'll change it for all your Roll20 games, so when you join again, it'll be that image. I wish it was per table. That would make things so much easier.
What, your token?
The Roll20 profile image.
Oh, the
Oh,
profile.
that.
Yeah, that will. That is for every game, yeah.
It'd be a lot easier if it were per table. Like, it'd be nice.
I keep mine just as name only because too much gets in the way.
I like seeing.
Oh.
And I always change my image for who I'm playing.
Oh, right. Oh, okay. The image, I think I have the dragons on my image still, don't I? I
Yeah.
haven't changed it. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. I gotta find some better dragons. Although those look cool. Oh, we didn't make tokens for that.
You can use generics if you want. I can make them later.
It's fine.
No, I guess I didn't use them. I thought I did. In walks Father Glacius in his typical priest attire, I guess. Good afternoon. I trust
Father.
everybody has had a good break.
Ready
He
to get
sits
back
down.
to work.
In that data chip, by the way, is a map of, since L was checking it out. Where did my maps go? I lost them. It is a map of a city in the Ukraine. The city is Pithursty, as written in English. It appears to be a small city. Prominent features are a castle. It looks mostly spread out. A lot of open areas, some woodland areas around it, farmland to the north, looks like. The town itself looks very small. Other than that, there's not much details yet. It has recently come to our attention that the remains of Saint Joseph have been unearthed underneath the Roman Catholic Church of, get this name right, the Roman Catholic Church of the Exaltation of Saint Joseph. The local lord has confiscated them and has moved them from the church grounds into his castle. This cannot be allowed to remain in that situation, and since we cannot put them back into the church while he is in power, since he may move them again, we are going to retrieve them and bring them here to be put under our protection.
So we're retrieving remains?
We're extracting a pile of bones.
Yes.
Very important bones.
Relics. What about the local father?
We have no contact with him. He may be the source of the information that came to us. It was anonymous. He might be a good place to start, but be wary. We don't know a whole lot of the Lord, any defenses of the castle, whether he maintains a militia. The town is small enough that he probably does not. Then again, every resident of the city may be under his employ.
I look to Mr. Matrix Man. So, Mr. Matrix Man, what do you have on this township?
I don't think we have one of those anymore.
Solomon the contact.
Yeah, that's Solomon. I would assume that would be Solomon sitting on the table.
Yeah, the guy that's here in AR.
Yep. Well, it's a village. He seems to start, looks like he is going through a filing cabinet, only there's no filing cabinet in AR, and occasionally he pulls out almost what looks like stone tablet in his hands. About 1,000 inhabitants, give or take. It was once a fortified Ruthenian settlement back in the late 1100s. Modern amenities, electricity, power, sewer. It has been updated for the times. It looks like it has managed to stay out of a lot of the troubles that happened in the area when various metahuman groups formed their own nations. Not much on the Lord itself. Go ahead.
Are the remains common knowledge to the people in the village?
I'm not seeing any reports to them.
But you believe that the Lord does have knowledge of them.
Yes, we have anonymous report that the remains have been moved into the castle, so the Lord probably knows of them. We don't know if he set to excavate them himself, or if he got word of them and confiscated them, though.
Yeah, I was going to ask if there was like a renovation or something unearthed them.
I'm not finding anything on file, but then again, with a small town, they may not do a lot of it via Matrix. It looks like 300 years ago, the church and the castle were turned into a museum, and then about 100 years ago, it was revitalized and has been not open to the public since then.
What about the church itself? I mean, they would have to send an annual report, correct? Attendance, members, resource usage, whatever. What's the last report we got from the annual report? Like attendance, for example. How many of the 1,000 occupants of this township are religious
Going to
believers?
Sunday mass.
Last reports are 20 years old here. Shows an average, what's the word? Congregation? Membership? That works. Average membership of about 300.
About a third of the town.
Yeah, it sounds a little low to me.
Is it a touristy town at all, or no? Is this pretty much only the people usually there are the townsfolk?
It looks like it does have some tourist travel. People do come to see the church. It is original construction.
Well, there's not known much about this lord. What about the lordship itself? Is it inherited? Was it bought? Was it appointed several hundreds of years ago, and it's just passed from family member to family member, or is it a new thing?
It seems to be in the family. There was Razuski family is the current lord, and it looks like they date back mid-1700s. Before that, it seems to be tied to the Sobieski family. For a brief time, when it was turned into a museum, it looks like it was under the control of somebody by the name of Sangusco, and then it reverted.
Okay, well, it's got some history to it. Oh, hold on.
I'm assuming Solomon can get us a floor plan for the castle since it's kind of been in circulation for a while.
I can give you a tourist map from when it was a museum. It predates the Matrix. There is not much on the Matrix here.
You said tourists still go there, though.
For the church, the castle has been closed.
Okay, sorry, I'm back. Darn it. Now I had a question, then that phone call made me forget what it was. Okay, probably not that important. Alright, so the mission as is...
You're breaking up.
Correct.
Or are you only breaking up for me? I didn't catch any of that.
What?
What?
All I got was the mission is, and then you turned into a robot briefly and was silent.
Oh.
I think that might be on your end.
Yeah, because everyone else heard me.
And then you were, like, the first time, I don't even know what that was.
Yeah, it sounded like you were, like, talking really, really fast.
Or speaking in tongues.
No, I was just verifying that the remains are in the castle. That's all.
To the best of our knowledge, the remains are in the castle.
Okay.
And Solomon flashes up an image of the church.
It's a cute little church. Definitely old. What's the castle look like? Do you have an image for that?
Yes, hold on. He flashes up an image of the castle.
Oh, that's a pretty decent-sized castle.
Could house half the town in there.
I know, right? It looks like there might be an under area too. See, underneath the stairs, it gives an access or something down there. So a basement. Do we have
picture?
floor
You
plans?
can see the church down at the end.
Yeah, I see the church at the end. So they're not far from each other. Do we have a floor plan for the castle and the church, or no?
He gives you a, I don't have one, but he gives you a museum-style floor plan that shows you basic pathways that lead out and exhibit areas.
Okay, so areas accessible by the general public.
Yes, so it's not very detailed, but there are areas like there's the hallways that you would go down, and presumably doorways at some point to get into the whichever era they were once doing at that time, and the family and the stuff around the area, different types of artifacts that they would have gathered while they were running it as a museum. And when they were doing it as a museum, only the first 2 floors were being used. So the 3rd floor is not mentioned, nor is anything on the ground detailed out.
Right. Okay. So no mention of the what looks like a basement possibly or anything like that, and nothing on the 3rd floor. Okay. And it's not currently a museum though, right?
Correct.
So it's not open to the public at this point, but the church is.
The church is.
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised if there was some underground pathway between the two.
There might be, given the look of given the design. That's quite possible. No rumors. I would imagine no rumors of such a thing, or you would have brought it up.
Yes, I would have.
But
Could
something
always hit the ground once we get there.
Yeah, once we get there, we can look that as a possible option. We'll scout the church to see if we get an ally out of that or not. See if there's an ally within the church for us to use or not. Are there any big events or anything coming up? Do they do like celebrations or anything like that coming up, or no? Where more people might be drawn into it?
Nothing that I can find. No local town-wide celebrations.
Ooh, that's a much better angle of it. Oh, okay. Now I see. Now there's a little dip.
It's a Google Maps.
It's very useful. Now that's a very useful view.
Yeah, this one is the messed up with it. You can tell by looking at the house that it's not all there.
Construction of some, probably in the process of rebuilding one of the wings.
It may have just been squished funny.
That too. That's the back. Okay.
So yes, you have on this what looks obvious. A gate there that would pass underneath the structure here that would get you into the front grounds. This one up here would be the rear side of it. So you have the raised area,
Right.
like parapets or whatever.
Okay. Do we know if he's got security at this castle? What kind of security we're looking at?
They don't know.
Okay, they have no idea for security. Okay, I think that was the question I was going to ask, and I was like, wait, I just completely forgot. Okay, so unknown for security at the. Okay. Anything else that we should know before going in?
We can fly you into a local airport. Day's travel by vehicle if you wish. You can go further. That is up to you. We can deploy you via air over if you wish as well.
No, I think going in as just local tourist or something like that should be just fine in this case. I don't think we have to do
will
anything
handle
else
travel
special.
arrangements then.
Yeah, just probably a decent rental car, and that should be just fine for that area.
We do not wish to cause a major disturbance with the local lord. Stealth would be preferable. However, if you are discovered, try not to cause much collateral damage, if any.
Okay, fair enough.
As for travel arrangements, Camila will handle travel arrangements. Any equipment you may need, we can round somebody up. Maybe not within the town itself, but somewhat local to the area.
Okay, we'll sit down and get a list with Camilla of what we think we might need.
Very well. These maps are added to your data chips.
Okay.
That everybody had. The father, we will call him whatever the proper term would be. The name is Valerievich.
Okay. Oh, that's a good question. Local language-wise, what's the majority? Ukraine is kind of weird sometimes. So, what's the prominent language?
The official language is Ukrainian.
Okay.
Hilariously enough, I think.
Yes, I was about to say, I don't think anyone speaks Ukrainian.
Well, I mean, if we're following today's politics, a good portion of East Ukraine probably speaks Russian.
That's what I was asking. That's why I was asking if it was going to be where it was, and as far as because I was thinking they might speak Russian, but apparently they speak Ukrainian. That's fine.
Let me see where
I'll
it's
get
at.
it. What? I didn't hear what you said, Dag.
Let me see where it's at in Ukraine overall.
I want to say it's the western half, if I remember the map. Like, pretty far west.
Yeah, it's pretty far west.
Okay. So
Not-
very likely Ukrainian, I see.
Not far from the Polish border. You might even get some Polish in there.
Which none of us know either. So that's okay. I could get a chip for it. It's something I should be able to get through Camilla, I would believe, too. A language chip. I don't think that should be too hard for her.
You can also go with, I think there's like translator software for comlinks that you could talk into and it would translate, but it doesn't help you understand like a actual chip would.
Yeah. You should always have them.
But yes, for your comlinks, LinguaSofts are provided in the comlink, not data chip version. So you can always speak into your comlink and wait a second and have it translate for you either way if you wish.
I think he's talking the knowledge software because he's got you've got Skill Jack.
Yes.
Which where is that? That's a Skill Jack for the knowledge software, isn't it?
Yes. Skill wires are for active.
That's it.
Yeah.
Anybody with
I
a
have
data
both.
chip, though, can run a Rating 1 Skillsoft with a data jack.
Knowledge software.
Yeah.
No soft.
Yeah, if you have a data jack, you can run one NoSoft at Rating 1.
Oh, nifty. Actually, I was not aware of that. I did grab a data jack.
Is that only data jack, or can you do that also with like trodes?
I don't know if it works with Trodes. Let me see. Let's see. BTLs. Okay. Dream chips need hot sim. The other format is direct input chip, which has the electronics needed for a skill jack or data jack. Softs? Yeah, it's not Trodes.
You have to be Jack to do it. It's sad.
Something I wasn't aware of. 2 data jack users can string a fiber optic cable between themselves for private mental communication immune to radio interception or eavesdropping.
That always makes me laugh because it's like Shadowrun just went, what even are male or female connectors? Everything can connect to everything else.
It's
So-
universal.
So it's like an old school telephone thing, but you connect each other's heads to each other to talk. Okay, I guess
Yeah.
that makes sense. Okay, sure, why not? I mean, it sounds a bit clunky, and obviously, hanging up and storming away is going to be a little awkward. But
It's more for the fact that it literally nobody can overhear the conversation. It is impossible to intercept it.
that's
Whereas even microtransceivers wireless off, you can still, they're still out there.
there's always a way, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that makes sense. So, like when we're like having private conversations, we all sit down and
Those of us that have
you know,
data
connect
jacks.
to each other and have conversations. Exactly.
But yeah, the main difference for a skill jack is that it allows multiples up to the rating level at the rating level skill. Right. So a rating 2 skill jack will allow you to run up to 2 skills in it.
Right.
But
So-
data jack is just 1 and it's only rating 1.
Yeah. So my skill jack is a rating 3, so I could do 2 rating 3s basically if I wanted to, or multiple rating or 6 rating
You could
1s or
do-
whatever I could do wanted to do with that.
No, 3 chips up to rating 3.
Okay. 3 chips up there. No, 3. It says times 2.
Wait, does it?
Yeah, it's times 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was 2. That's what I thought. 2. So basically up to rating 6 of a maximum, but each one is a maximum of rating 3. So I can get the language jack for rating, or 1 for rating 3 if I wanted to. and put
Did
it
you
in.
not get a chip jack along with that?
I didn't. Well, see, I told you guys I'm not that good with this stuff. Do I need a chip jack? What's a chip jack?
It expands the number of skill chips you can slot.
Oh, see, I had no idea this thing existed. But look at this.
Yeah, the skill jack skill wire system is pretty complex.
Yeah, I've got a similar character. She's moved by wire though, so she got it built in. But yeah, something to think about.
Yeah, I put this in since I still had money left over from the after stuff?
Yes.
Awesome.
Each rating adds 1 slot for an additional physical skill chip.
And at rating 6, I mean, it's 12 availability. It's perfectly legal. And
And it
it's only 3 essence.
I will do the alpha wear to reduce that just by a little bit.
And it adds to the skilljack rating when determining the total skillsoft ratings that can be run simultaneously.
Oh.
So you can have all the skills running.
Yeah.
My goodness. Okay, absolutely. Thank
The
you for
example,
that.
Yeah, the example it gives is a rating 1 chipjack paired with a rating 3 skilljack can handle a total of 1 plus 3 for 4 times 2, 8 skillsoft ratings, or 12 with wireless enabled.
Yeah, I see the
The
weird
maximum
formula.
rating is still, for any single skillsoft, is still the skilljack rating.
So it still caps at 3.
Still caps at a rating of 3, yes.
Yeah. So a rating 3, if you run it wireless, you can increase the total number up to times 3 without the chipjack. So I guess a rating 3 normally lets you run 6 points of skills, no higher than a 3. I was getting my terms wrong there.
Okay, so now with the chipjack at 6.
So let's see, skilljack 3, chipjack 6 is 9, so you can run 18 skillsoft ratings, or
6 skills at rating 3.
Yeah.
Oh,
so,
I had
so it'd be 6 skills at rating 3, and it looks like if I go wireless, they can increase it a little bit more. Okay.
yeah, you can give that half again. Math. I've already forgotten the math. 9. So
Okay. All right. So,
27 skillsoft ratings with wireless enabled.
man, she's gonna be like collecting these things and just having like a big box full of them.
However, I do caution running that wireless.
Yeah. Probably.
Depending on what kind of opposition we're coming up against.
Oh, I did have a question. What's the astral like in this area? Is it good, bad, indifferent?
In the Vatican?
No,
Probably-
where we're going.
Oh, nobody knows.
Itty bitty town, I can't imagine it's that bad.
Yeah, well, there's an itty bitty town in New Mexico that's right next to a nuclear testing site, so.
Yeah, I lived in the Redmond Barrens for a while.
Also, fingers crossed that there's not some huge pollution background count.
Ukraine, so, Russia enjoyed dumping all their nuclear ordnance. Here, y'all hold this for us. We'll be back for it. We promise. What are you giving for it? A really big lock.
So apparently you guys are about 500 kilometers away from Chernobyl.
Oh, this is bad.
I'm sorry, did you say 500 miles?
Kilometers.
So it's actually less.
Yes.
Oh, crikey.
Yay! This better not take too long.
Hey, these people have been living there for a while. I'm sure they haven't had any major problems with it.
May I point you to symbiosis again?
We just can't live here.
Yeah. You have an extra sensitivity to that, don't you?
This can't take too long. Although it does take a full month, so
Yeah, it's not like we're gonna be sitting here for months trying to get this body. I would hope we could do better than that.
Although it does seem that I have to actually, I will need to do some reading to see if symbiosis is, you can read it to be that you can choose to or choose not to, but I'm not sure. But anyway.
Father Galasius scoots back. Were there any other questions?
I think we're okay. Look around, everybody.
Actually, here's the question: is once we retrieve the item in question, what are we doing with it? Because you said we can't return it to the church, so
We're bringing it back here.
via what? I'm not sure. There's many airports that'll let me bring a bag full of bones onto an airplane. Hence my question of how it's transported back.
Well, I mean, it's a church relic, and we're church representatives. I mean, we have the proper documentation.
Yes.
Uh,
Right. I mean,
Once you have it,
we're here for a museum,
once you have it secure, we can ship over proper traveling container for it with all of the requisite paperwork.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure we weren't supposed to drop it off in the next township or.
No, once you have it, keep it safe. Contact Camila with your preferred location for the meetup and all of the shipping information. Time should be within a day, probably several hours, as arrangements can be made to have something sent to you. He stands up. Good luck and Godspeed. And then he walks out the door he came in.
This is stacking up Like it should be interesting.
Solomon kind of stands up because he was sitting cross-legged. I will be right back. And then his icon fades out. And what are you guys doing?
Well, you said you'd be right back, so I'm going to wait here.
We should go ahead and figure out what supplies we need. We need a supply list to go to Carmela. What exactly do we think we might need for this?
Non-lethal ammo.
All right, non-lethal
Climbing
ammo.
gear.
What's the weather like?
That's a good point.
May. Or wait, was it May or March? One of those two.
May.
Spring.
We're in May, but this is Europe as well. And
Yeah,
the
what is
Ukraine on top of
Fair
it.
enough.
what does spring in the Ukraine look like? Is it like really super rainy? Is it
I think it's probably still cold.
I guess it could be. Yeah, I guess it could be. Yeah.
Hold on, I'll find out for us. I'll go Googling.
Let's
Google
see. May 14th of this year in the Ukraine, it was 60 degrees.
Oh, that's not Fahrenheit? Well, yeah, duh.
Yeah, or
I'm dumb.
it
Don't
was
listen.
60-47, so lows, I guess, are 47.
That's not bad at all.
That's not too bad. It's chilly, but not super cold.
They average about, and during this time of year, the weather is best from May to September in Ukraine, where the days are warmer, the nights are cool, although it rains more during this time than it does in other times.
All right, so we may have some rain issues. Fair enough. All right, so some non-lethal. Yeah, ammo would be fine for you.
Even my fist does.
As I said, climbing gear.
Arm.
You should get that shock hand attachment to that arm.
To see how much I'm still. Oh, I've got 3 capacity left.
I have an electrical discharge that I could actually just grab someone and shock them. So
I think I got that on my armor as well.
I just took shock gloves.
Shockwave.
Solomon fades back into existence here. There is not much of a matrix there at all.
So are we going to have trouble communicating with you if we need help?
No, it exists for communications, but as old as the city is, only places that have been purposefully updated are connected.
So should one of us get like a sat uplink so that you can work through us, or I'm not sure with the matrix.
well, it also means that we probably won't run into any major things like that. Okay. I would assume the one thing is the castle, right?
Yeah, from a quick look around, most of the security is going to be offline. Physical access only.
I see.
I can deal with that.
As for communication, to me that should not be a problem.
Okay, Solomon, can you see if the castle is off limits, right? But most places don't have their own. My guess is this guy's hired out to some security firm, Knight Errant, Lone Star, one of the big security companies or mid-level security companies. Can you see if he actually has a contract with somebody?
I can start looking. It will take some time.
Yeah.
What's just the security force for the township?
Do they have? I would imagine a local constable of some sort.
I mean, if this guy is a local lord, he might be the security for the area.
Depends on how much authority they put on him, but I would imagine there's still some sort of local police force of some sort. Probably very minor, though, given the population size. Probably not very big. Doesn't need to be.
Sarah, why don't you check with your corporate contacts, see if these guys have heard of this guy, because I don't want to be walking into, like, he's the lord of this town because he owns 30% of Evo or some crap like that.
Not that important even if he does. I'm not that concerned about it unless he's getting money off of them at the point. But
that's what I mean. Is he getting resources? Stuff like that. If he's a representative for their latest bio drones, well, more than likely that'll tell us what he's using to guard the place with.
Pinky would know. This sounds a pretty remote area.
Also, if I'm remembering my history correctly, the lordships were disbanded in most of the Soviet blocs back in the 1900s during the Great World Wars and whatnot. So, how in the heck is there still a lordship out there?
It's probably so small that it just got unnoticed, and he's not done anything for anybody to care. So no one's even thought about him. Probably doubtful there was anything important there for anybody to care.
Yet we have archive information that this guy's a lord.
Solomon did say there was a time when it was under somebody else's control and they publicized it, and then it reverted back.
Whose control was it previously under?
He told us, but I can't remember.
I mean, was it a corp control or just some other lord, basically?
They were all family names, if I remember.
Yeah, I'm trying to...
Also, how did this township manage to not get blown off the map during the Euro Wars?
Probably
Too
nothing
small to
important.
bother with.
Yeah, probably nothing important. They probably don't have resources or anything. They're probably not on a main roadway that would have been useful for them. So it's probably just an unimportant site that just got lucky, to be honest.
I thought he said this thing was like a ruthenium, which is a major material used for camouflage, right?
Wait, so the thing is what?
He said something about ruthenium.
No.
It was so that was a society?
Rzewuski is the name of the family.
Oh, that was the family name.
Yes.
Okay. I thought the town was settled because it had a minor vein to ruthenium, which is a popular material.
No. In the late 1600s, it was inherited by the Sobieski family. In the early 1700s, it went to the Rzewuski family. In a brief time, from 1869 on, it was the Sangusko family, who was not the lord. They purchased it, turned it into a museum, and then after that, so mid-1900s, it reverted back to the Rzewuski family. So take that as you will.
And then records get iffy in the 2000s due to the crashes.
Yep. Part of this is real history, tweaked slightly for purposes of plot.
Fair enough. Okay, so yeah, just got lucky basically during the wars. Probably didn't really, no reason to go in that direction, so they didn't really get affected. That small enough town to get unnoticed. Being a local lord is not that impressive, especially of a little small township like this. So no one really cared if he wanted to claim it or not. So I think when we get there and get a better idea of what the security looks like, we'll get a better view of if we really need to dig into his money or not. I don't want to waste the material or the resources on that kind of looking unless something obvious pops up.
What's the name of this town?
It's up top. Just Perdistry, whatever.
Pirsty?
Yeah, that. The Ukraine, right above the Ian. He has
Ivan.
it in the same chat.
On roll 20.
Ivan. Sorry.
Pedirsky. I'm probably butchering that pronunciation, but whatever.
Yeah.
The Topps Company Inc. has sole ownership of the names, logos, artwork, marks, photographs, sounds, audio, video, and/or any proprietary material used in connection with the game Shadowrun. The Topps Company Inc. has given permission to Relative Dimension to use such names, logos, artwork, marks, and/or any proprietary materials for promotional and informational purposes on its website, but does not endorse and is not affiliated with Relative Dimension in any official capacity whatsoever. Relative Dimension is licensed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial 4.0 International License. You can share us, but please give us credit. The outro is Double Cross, both off the Shadowrun Return soundtrack, used with permission from Harebrained Schemes. And thank you to Sirenscape for the additional music and sound effects. You can find more information at sirenscape.com. If you would like to get in touch with the Relative Dimension, you can visit our website at relativedimension.com. You can contact us, email, at podcast@relativedimension.com. You can visit our Facebook at facebook.com/relativedimensionpodcast. You can check us out on Twitter at RelativeDpod. You can check out our Patreon if you wish to support us at patreon.com/relativedimension.